Welcome to Video Module 3 for Inspiring Change Through Our Stories mini course. This module is about iterating on your presentation. My name's Katie Krummick, and I will be your guide through this course. So what we're going to work on now, you've got from the first module, your building blocks. The second module, your strategy and the script for your presentation. And before we go any further, before we create the visuals or start to refine your presentation, we want to actually get some feedback. We want to get the feedback early to make sure that what you're sharing is cohesive and makes sense before you invest in those other components of your presentation. So you are going to share your presentation, get feedback, and iterate. So we believe at Schools 2030 that the best way to create a great presentation is by getting feedback, getting it early, getting people's reactions to your story and your presentation, and being able to make changes and iterations to that. In order to help aid in giving feedback, we have created these feedback rubrics. And I'll go into each of them in a moment, but we want you to use those feedback rubrics to give to people who are listening to your presentation so that they can give you really specific feedback. And also in the course package, there's also an example presentation given by an educator who's based in Mombasa, Kenya, and some sample rubrics that our national coordinators have filled out to give you a sense for how they were evaluating his presentation and helping him to improve. So here are those rubrics. So the first several are about actually the concept itself. And one is, does your concept demonstrate or your micro innovation demonstrate that it's desirable to students, to the community? The next is sustainability. So does your micro innovation have financial and technical sustainability built into the model? Is it replicable? Can you use it again and again? So if you implement your micro innovation, will it be sustainable? And then finally, feasibility. So will this micro innovation fit into the system? And will there be a home for it in your school? Will you be able to actually implement it? So there's that. Then there are 3 rubrics about the presentation. And so the first is the message. So is what you were conveying clear? Did your message get across? Was it clear to everyone what you were trying to communicate and convey? Then visuals. So are the visuals and the slides that you use, which you haven't yet created, but are those visuals accurate and help enhance your presentation? And then lastly, overall. So are you able to bring together all these components into an overall story that creates a compelling presentation? And are you able to deliver that presentation with a lot of poise and presence? Is it clear that you were prepared and ready to go? So now you're going to share kind of up through the first 4 rubrics because we haven't made our visuals yet. But you want to give those rubrics to either your students, if you have students that are old enough to give you feedback, or loved ones or colleagues. And you're going to talk through your script, talk through your presentation, and ask them for feedback. They can use the framework I like, I wish, I wonder. They should use the rubrics to give really specific feedback. And it would be great for you and your colleagues to review what does it mean to give and receive feedback. So we created this guide for you. It's in your course package about best practices for giving really constructive and helpful feedback and best practices for receiving that feedback and being open to making those iterations. Okay, so to keep advancing your presentation and developing your presentation, your project work for this time around is to share your presentation with your students or a colleague and ask them to give you feedback. And then from there, you will start to refine your presentation. And the next module you should click on is video module 4. Thanks so much.